edition of the program. Today is the 1st of February 2024, and let me quickly wish our viewers a happy new month. Alright, already January is gone. Reminds me of the nursery rhyme, tick tock says the clock. What you have to do quick. Because the time isn't waiting for anyone. Just a quick reminder for all of us, myself included, all right, to get at it. That thing you have been planning all these years to do, start it. And see, starts. Starts. Just starts. You never know. All right, you just never know. Enough of the procrastination, enough of, the stagnation and all that. Just get something to it. Thank you for listening to that. On that note, let me welcome you properly to the lifestyle edition of The Buzz on the very first day in a brand new month. My name is Patience. It's always a delight, always to be here on the program. All right, so singer Simi, of course, if you are one of Simi Army, that's what her followers are called, then you will know that she's always quite vocal about, her thoughts and her opinion on things. And just to mention that she doesn't share popular opinions, all right? She has a mind of her own, no apologies. So she started trending this week after she revealed on a podcast that in her opinion, she feels that intending couples should actually cohabit first before tying the knot. Of course, if you're a Christian, this goes against every principle in the Bible regarding the marriage institution. But then, times are evolving, and then she did actually drop very valid reasons why she feels couples should cohabit first. We'll get into that on the program this afternoon. First, let me introduce my guest at the table for today. All right, it's a pleasure to bring her back on the show. She is a relationship, a marriage, and a family therapist. She's also the lead counselor at Right Mindset Consult, a relationship coach of a professional repute. It's a pleasure to welcome Mrs. Abiola Ogu to the program this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Yo, yeah, Kike.
You're looking like, another person.
Yes.
Inauni. Inauni.
Lafia. Hello.
Welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Thank you. Hello.
Kalu.
Hello. That's outside.
We can't teach you that, Pastor. All right. Already the class prefect is on the show herself. She's a minister of God and author of several books. Also, a marriage and relationship counselor. Pastor Dolly is on the show today. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Obohia.
Thank you very much. Where's the
Call. And of course, we have joining us from home virtually. Also, she is a marriage and family therapist, a relationship coach, and she's a mental health advocate. It's a pleasure to welcome Amaka Omo-Oike on the program this afternoon. Hello, Amaka. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, good to be here once again.
All right, welcome to the show. Always smiling. Okay, welcome viewers. Thank you for joining us. You know that you are an intricate part of the show, and we urge you to use the number on the screen shortly to interact with us as the show progresses. So we'll start with Simi. According to singer Simi, intending couples should live together or cohabit before tying the knots, because according to her, that is the only way you actually get to know the real character of the person you might be getting married to. Okay, so there's a video to this. All right, she was a guest on a podcast called Tea with Tay, where she shared a lot of views on diverse issues, and this is one of them. Let's take a quick listen. We'll be right back. Timmy, cohabiting with someone you intend to marry is the only way for you to actually get to know some hidden things about such a person. Ladies, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Who's going first?
Whoever you want to.
Mini, Pastor Dolly, let's go with you. Go ahead.
Where she has spoken according to the knowledge that is available to her, according to the extent to which she understands life to be. So, but if you are asking me if that is an ideal thing to do, apart from even being a pastor or being a Christian, I think even morality should be able to teach us some certain things that this is not moral, this is not nice. If we date back our parents before they got married, they were getting married even as virgins, and their marriages worked. Yeah, so if we are saying that what is going to make the marriage to work is for them to cohabit so they can understand themselves better, I don't even think you can understand human being. If Jesus, God that became flesh, could say that man is the heart of man is desperately wicked, who can know it? You understand? So how do you think you can ever know man? If it is true that you can never know people, when you cohabit, you now understand each other, how come after 30 years of marriage, people want to divorce? People want to separate? What happens to all the studying that they were studying themselves
over the years
for 30 years and they still could not live together? You see, we the Christians, we walk by faith and not by sight. That is why we always advise the best thing to do is to pray that God himself will lead you. Don't just look at a brother or a sister that is Jim, you know, and think that that is all that you need to know about this person. When you pray to God, God leads you. God can never lead you wrong. You can make a mistake as man, but God can never lead you wrong. So the idea of cohabiting being the solution, the right is like the solution to the problem. It's not the solution, it's even part of the problem. Because you are not supposed to live together before you get married. When you start living together before you get married, a lot of things trust is going to be broken in that relationship. Because you're not going to be able to trust yourself. You cannot even believe this person can live without a man, or this man can live without a woman, because you could not live without each other even before you got married. So that idea of this person cannot live without will be there. So it's not
all right, thank you, Pastor Dolly. I get you. You started by saying ideally. So ideally, couples shouldn't cohabit before getting married. But then we live in times where things are changing. All right, norms, societal norms are being changed, transformed. Values are eroding fast, and issues are coming up. To a lot of the younger generation, what she said is valid. All right, how do you get to actually know a person intimately that well? I'm not talking sex. All right, how do you know a person real well if you do not even at least attempt to live sort of, with that kind of a person? That's what she said. That's when you know what their mood is like when they wake up in the morning, how they react to some issues that might not necessarily play out if you're just out dating or something. But what are your thoughts on this, considering the times we are in now?
Anyway, I'm happy it's just a personal opinion. Living together, cohabiting has been from ages, although is an alien thing in so many cultures. I'm of the opinion, I'm of the school that does not support it. Because I've had a neighbor.
one of the things is they have high chance of getting divorced even when they end up married. This idea of why so? Yes, because you're already
Living together, acting married when you're not married. Number one, there is no commitment. There is high level of pretense. Let me just be in the good book, the violence, because the guy is not committed, she's not committed. Even while you think you're trying to know him or her, a lot of things will happen, like infidelity. And if you are too much, say, I'm not married to you, at the end of the day, you can go. I once had a neighbor, they were living together. I was like, you're not married. You're sleeping, you're cooking, and he's doing everything a man should do. And then she was like, when are you seeing my parents? I said, he will never see your parents. Because what he's supposed to look for in marriage, he got it on a platter of gold. And he's going to be thinking, if I have had this easy, only God knows how many men. So he's never going to be enthusiastic about getting married to you. So they have the high chance of even getting divorced. Because you think you know him. By the time you get married, those scenarios that were playing out when you were trying to test and know each other we play out again, and reactions are going to be different. And then it's not going to be, you know, and unconsciously you're going to expect him or her to behave the way he or she was behaving in the testing. I call it testing. And then they are not even thinking about the other side effects to it. Because, for instance, you put all your life, your commitment, your finance, you commit your finance without security. Because there's no legal anything backing that relationship.
Binding.
So, and after it, and the partner just walk away, leaving you emotionally damaged and even traumatized. Because you now be thinking, okay, the next one coming, is it going to play out like this? And then for how many people are you going to test? If everyone comes, you want to know him better, he tests you, maybe after a while, he discovers he doesn't like you, he walks away. He leaves you damaged. Another one comes again, and I need to test. You, at the end of the day, you'll be discarded. You become it's not even second hand, fifth hand, no clicker. Emotionally, you are damaged. So a lot is involved. There's no financial commitment because there's no security. You spend your money, you start doing things, you're just acting. That thing may never end in marriage. It may never end in marriage.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Ogbu. So according to you, why buy the cow when the milk is free? Amaka, I know you're listening to us. Let's have your input on this issue of intending couples cohabiting before tying the knot. Are you for or against? Let's have your opinion.
All right, thank you very much. Anyway, let me briefly share this, right? Where I'm coming from, the side of the nation where I'm coming from. If somebody dies in your home without being married to you, you will marry the person's dead body. In fact, if you survive it, it will take God. That is society. Right? Marriage is God's idea. It's human idea. And it has a way God has destined or planned for it to go. I like the pastor who quoted that scripture that said, the heart of man is desperate. People who went to the lady's family, got married legally, did 3 types of marriages that is legal, traditional, and church. Still beat, still accused. Sometimes the women still die in their home. How much more you? I like the second speaker as well, where she said, how many people do you want to take into their homes and take out before you get married? Some of us had up to 10, 12, 6 tutors. But you mean you're going to check into everybody's house? No wonder she said by that time you would have been discarded. The truth is, we leave her opinion to her because she's speaking from her own worldview. All right? There is a way to understand and to know who you are going to marry, and it has nothing to do with the person. If you sit with me for 1 hour, I will dissect you, and 1, 2, 3 assessments I will run. For the both of you, I will tell you where you belong. Right? So you don't need to live with anybody. That is, again, we leave her to her worldview. When she accepts that she needs them. Thank you.
All right, Amaka, thank you so much for that beautiful input. Okay, so do we have anything to add very quickly to this issue of intending couples living together? Okay, very quickly.
You know, it affects them in a lot of things. Their marital satisfaction will be lowered. Because there's this going to be this see finish. And before you know it, there's no confidence. Their confidence is lower. Even their communication is worse.
Okay, let me interject here. All right, now we have had issues about a brother, a sister meeting, dating the right way, courting, that's the word, and then getting married. And then after getting married, you know, a lot of expectations are not met. There's so much disappointment, maybe on the part of the lady, on the part of the man. All right, issues that could have come up. before getting married will now start playing out, and then there'll be problems. To be specific, there's been cases of some men who cannot even perform, you know, having married their sisters, and because there was no testing before marriage, all right, so she wasn't aware. So those kind of things are what people are trying to prevent, which is why they want to engage in, can we at least,
you don't need to cohabit.
Okay.
Go for premarital. If you're done with premarital, the last stage of premarital, you're going to go for premarital tests, where you check whether he's
practicals.
Practicals.
Oh.
You have premarital tests, about 9 of them that you have to do. Issues that pop up in marriage, we'll handle it in premaritals. We're going to handle, you see the opinion. Issues like, how many kids do you want to have? I've had one said, I want 6. The lady said, I want 2. Okay, who recharges the Go TV or DSTV? Things you
brand names.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Well, you know, things that you would never even expect will cause issues. We're going to discuss it in premaritals, and ultimately, you go for premarital test. You want to know, does she have fibroid? Does she have fertility issue? Does he have potency issue? Nothing will come as a surprise.
So you do the physicals.
You do the physical. So I will encourage you, don't need to cohabit. Go for proper premaritals. If you don't know where to go, consult me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Apart from going for premaritals and all that, you know, I think the reason why a lot of this problem propped up is because we are living in a world where people are so dishonest to each other. If you are having issue with fertility, you know. If you are having issue with potency, you know. You should be able to discuss with your partner.
Exactly.
This is what I'm dealing with. Can you go this route with me in dealing with it? And I believe these days medicine are so advanced that all these issues can be handled medically if only we can be open to each other. And sometimes too, you might even test and it is working now. And somewhere along the line, anything can happen.
And then it stops working.
And if something happens, it stops working. So what do? You now hold yourself responsible, or somebody. No. You now say, because we didn't test. So testing is still not the solution. There are so many ways you can handle things, and you will still be moral, and you will still be confident, and you will still be proud of yourselves, rather than going the crooked way. And if you get into that route you want to take, and you discover that things are not what you think, what happened? You test, you go away. You keep testing. You are not suya now. So why are you testing? And at the end of the day, it still will not work. That is why you hear people caught for maybe 10 years, they cohabit for 10 years. At the end of the day, the one is saying, I know they do again. The other one is saying, I not go agree.
There's no commitment.
I mean, because there's no commitment. He's just enjoying what he wants to enjoy you. He's don't enjoy. He probably had seen another one that is fresh.
Yes.
He wants to go to the fresh one. Especially for the ladies. Don't make yourself cheap. Don't cheapen yourself before any man.
Any man at all.
No, because by the time you do that, that respect he has lost. Even for those of us who are married, we understand that. Haven't been married for years. It got to a time, that drive is not more the way it was when you started now. So if you just started, the drive is there, and somewhere along the line, you have eaten everything, that drive is no more there. Yeah. He's going outside to look for, so that is why you see some people, they cohabit for 10 years. And the man says, I'm not marrying you. And you are blaming him, he's wicked. No, he's not wicked. Yes, he's not wicked. You were foolish. Deal with your foolishness so that you can know this, that like they say, and no peace.
No, but that is the truth.
Okay. All right. So it's still early yet in the year 2024. Ladies, have sense. Okay. So there's a particular sermon trending on Instagram on Pastor Jerry Eze, where he was telling his followers, especially the ladies, to have sense. Just like what Pastor Dolly said, you are not married to him yet, but every weekend you will go to his house, go and wash clothes,
wash boxers,
go and cook 5 different kinds of soup,
and lay your body down.
Exactly, and everything, because you are proving you are a wife material. May you receive sense this year 2024.
Amen.
Okay. A man that will marry you will not stress you.
Because come to think of it, if you go to an eatery and you see all meat pie, they have a bite. Who will buy?
Exactly, like
all the donut has been
they've bitten from this, bitten from
the
to buy
it.
Exactly.
So please let no man just.
That's a very vivid.
Don't become an abandoned
analogy.
Wake up, shine your eye, no gree. For any man to use you and dump you. That is the point.
House says they will rip you.
Yes.
That's what they will say. All right. So that's that about cohabiting, you know, with someone whom you are not married to. So by popular opinion, it always doesn't end well, okay? Even though some people still believe that the taste of the pudding is in the eating, still, really and truly, at the end of the day, why buy the cow when the milk is free? Think about it.